Oh, 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 oh. Greetings and salutations, everybody. As this velvety voice of this suave mudder trucker is here with you tonight. Yes. Good evening. Hello, Judge, and hello, Ivy. Evening, gents. Evening, ladies. And greetings, Princeps. Welcome to a very impromptu, semi-planned, no real care and attention put together in this whole shebang this evening. And the Luke, Obi-Wan never told you. And Reaver, hey dude, greetings. And yes, it's not obviously a subsidised or sponsored show as always, but this also has a certain alcoholic addition to it. Very rare do I come online without any form of alcohol. It's what gets me through the night. Anyway, how is everybody? Is everybody groovy? Is everybody doing stuff tonight? Are you building? Are you painting? Are you waiting the hours away until tomorrow when the Horus Heresy pre-orders go live across the universe? I hope so. I know certain people here are. Hopefully I will be too. Obviously dependent on life in general and all that stuff. I apologise for my attire. The Forge of Mars t-shirts, the only one in existence, which I haven't worn since the 7th of May, a day that shall live in infamy because it was the Horus Heresy open day. Building a Scythe Titan with double fist. Only you could do that. Although I think you're doing the right hand of darkness and injustice, because that is one of the coolest names for a weapon ever. And obviously the left hand of darkness. Sorry, the left hand of darkness and the red right hand, which is the power claw. I am uncomfortably excited for pre-order. Also terrified it'll be out of stock. Just get on it wherever you can, people. Get on it because it's going to be awesome. So I've just literally got out of the shower 10 minutes ago. That's how rushed tonight is. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust my halo a bit there. Or maybe if I do that. No, it doesn't help at all. Darkness. Blackness. Balancing, not probably the best thing to be doing. I'm bathing some Alpha Legion and undercoating some Spooky Boys. I'm assuming that's Spooky Boys, your Night Lords. Blocking lead pauldrons on armour and stippling the Audax Hounds. Now, funny, both of you have mentioned something there. Ivy with the Alpha Legion and Judge with the Audax. And I have, to my left, things to show, which obviously you've already seen because I've posted up everywhere, but you haven't seen in glorious video live stream Technicolor amazement. So we'll start with a Titan. So this is the Audax. Sorry, you don't want to see my lap. It's not a sexy thing. So yes, the Leisure Audax Direwolf that I did. Literally one of the easiest paint schemes to do, but quick and effective, just how I love it, really. It came out a lot better than I'd hoped. Obviously just a bad and black, stippling with Mephiston red, then I wash over it all with Agrax, and then I go over with some Evil Sun Scarlet, a little light stippling. I like to think that this actual one is almost tripping over. It's like, oh, watch out, there's a building there. I'm going to trip over and hurt my schnoz. It seems to say to me. But yeah, I'm liking these a whole lot more. I'm also liking them without the gun armor. It's closer to a Warhound by having it like this. When you look at a Warhound's arms and that. I would also show off the Solaria one, but I just realised it's still in the boot of my car, and I can't be fussed really. There's people, my neighbours are outside drinking for the Jubilee, you know, family over, and where we live, there's like carports, and we call like my neighbour Clive's places like a little congregational. It's like a pub for the street, where I often chat there with them, drinking cans, you know, proper sort of like King of the Hill style, because we're all mumbly grumbly old gits. But I'm not going out to the car, because if I do, then they would collar me and I'd have to talk to them. And I'd rather be here with you, Princeps, and hanging out and hobbying. But yeah, so the Solaria one obviously was taken along photographic wise with the rest, or some of its brethren, for my updated evolution of the Maniple photograph. And I prefer its stance to this one. This was my first one I attempted to try and get some motion out of it, which it does. It does, and it does look cool. I'm not going to lie. The Audax scheme is just so iconic for Audax. You know it's Audax. There's no other Legio it can be. But it's so simple to do, which is always brilliant. Thank you, Reaver. Thank you very much. Yours are still waiting to ship. All US orders are put second. Well, I don't know, because Mouse, who is my delightful assassin of bots mod on the chat, she got hers not long after I got mine. And she's not South America, southern states. She's down that way. So who knows why? Just maybe timing, whatever got shipped over or whatever. But I'm sure you'll get it soon enough, dude. You've really sold me on a dial. They are really nice kits, and we'll prove it today, because I have another one, but with volcano cannons. One of the most dangerous weapons you can have on a Titan, not only for killing Titans, but also killing yourself, because that reactor dice is not your friend, especially if you're a small Titan. Luckily, the Direwolf has slightly better reactors than a Warhound, but still, it could hurt. I've got two coming because of this. Well, I'm happy to enable you to enjoy the awesomeness. So this is the third of my 4. But anyway, going back to, obviously, we've done the auditing. The other thing that was mentioned, which was the Alpha Legion. So this is a repurposed Alpha Legion. Well, it was a Emperor's Children Dreadnought. Still needs some finishing off detailing wise, but you get the gist of how this is the GW paint scheme, but using airbrush with contrast paints. So it's turned out pretty well, I thought, and I'm quite happy with the look of it. I'll obviously do some more work. I painted the base to match, because I'm going the same base as I do with everything now, because why not? Sod it. And because Armageddon Dust isn't what it used to be. So yeah, so this is basically grey primer, Mechanica standard grey, dry brush with Tyrant Skull, and then washed over with a watered down Agrax, and that's the effect that you get. So it's very granite sort of look, really. I really like it, so it's my go-to now. So all my Titans have this base and that. But yeah, so I've got to do more detailing on that, but at the moment I was distracted, to say the least, by this guy who I kit bashed a few years ago. This was going to be a champion for my Raven Guard. It was unpainted, and I thought, you know what? I quite like that for a Alpha Legion. So I'm going to be a console for my Alpha Legion. Obviously, I'm lacking decals, so hopefully they'll come out soon enough. But yeah, that is same method. Not the new GW method, by the way. This was the one done 2 years ago by Duncan Rhodes on Games Workshop, which was Griff Charger over, well, Lead Belcher. Then they went over with, I think, Stormhost Silver over the Lead Belcher. Then Griff Charger Grey, and then Escalon Green, which is blue. And that's what you get when you do that. And then I didn't use Silver Stormhost because I didn't have it. I used Runefang instead. But it works. It still works. It still looks good. And again, same with the base. But on Wednesday, I was off work. I woke up and I thought, you know what? I'm going to build Alfarius. And by 2 o'clock, that was him. So again, I airbrushed the GW paints, contrast paints over, and yeah, the white, which one of my friends commented elsewhere about, oh, the white's looking really good. That is just Corax white, and given a watered down Agrax over it, and then just dry brushed again with some Corax white. It gives some depth to it. It's not too, you know, bright and shiny. It looks lived in, which I quite like. And it's the same as what I did with his cloak, which you can't really make it, but there is definition there. You'll see it. The green is Biel-Tan green shade, and that's on the metallics as well. So that was just straight over on these exhaust ports. There you go. On the exhaust ports, that is just Biel-Tan over Lead Belcher. And yeah, Dryad bark for the things. Then I went over that with Kafer or Kafen Brown, which I still got a pot of. Biel-Tan green over Lead Belcher. That is Nagrax and Nagdreg. Contrast over Lead Belcher. So it's a very easy, and again, I really liked how this came out, because again, that was Corax white with the wash, and Biel-Tan over the I done over Lead Belcher for the chains. The same with the chains on its wrist as well. So really easy, straightforward. Looks all right, I think. As Alfarius, he looks pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to. Is it Alfarius or is it? Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't know. Could be either of them. Yeah. So the what? Yeah, as I said, the White Scar is just literally Corax white washed over my secret mix Agrax, which is obviously 50. Well, it's about 50 water, I think, an Agrax, and then just dry brushed over, like, you know, I watered down the Corax white and just, you know, just gently, but it's 5 minutes job, literally 5 minute job, and it's workable. That decal is probably like 20 years old. It's from like one of the old original Space Marine decal sheets. I just found a White Scar thing on there. Instead of putting a tactical, because of the bullet holes, I just thought, well, I don't want to put a tactical on there because it might not sit properly. So I just went with the V's for the 5th Legion, or 5th Company, or 5th Squad. Who knows? We don't know the background of this dude. But we do know that he's about to get impaled by the Pal Spear. The Apollonian, no, is it? No, Apollonian Spears is what, what's his face got? Oh, what's the dude? Valdor's Apollonian Spear, which Apollonian spear, sorry, which I remember the name because I watched Troy the other night, and they have the Apollonian stuff in that Apollonian line or whatever mentioned, so it sort of stuck in my head. Anyways, right, thank you very much. I really enjoyed working on them. As I say, I was out of the world for a few days, and I got hobbying, as you do. Right. Direwolf, heavy, scorch, Titan volcano cannon. Oh, it's upside down. 10th of Feb, 22. SRB. Dax Defense of Omega Bolter. Paired. 6 dice, strength 4. So with paired, if you can't draw a line from one side, it doesn't shoot. So you halve the dice that you actually roll. Yes. Volcano Cannon, 25 points. 30-inch +1, not bad. Did not realise that. Is that... it might not be actually true. I don't know. I haven't got my books with me. I have got a book with me, actually, tell a lie. I have the traitor book with me because I was using that as a tray to carry those models in. So, Reaver Scowl weaponry. Reaver Volcano Cannon. Yeah, so the Reaver Volcano Cannon does not have a +1 for sure. So that's probably not true because it's a Reaver Scowl Titan. But ranges is fine, strength is fine, dice is fine, points is fine, draining, 3-inch carapace. Yeah, so it is a straightforward one. So that +1 is not. I wouldn't accept that. So I would be using that without a +1 because that's a lie. It must be. Why would their one be better than the Reaver one? Similar with my Pharmacy streak, I've been fantasizing about doing a small set of both Alpha Legion and White Skull. Ooh, very cheeky. And why not? Sod it. A little cutie. And anyway, Alpha Legion, you can just nick a bloody White Skull's force and say it's yours. I'm just printing my Sprinting Alpha Predator with Spear. I found a method to allow me to churn out squads pretty easy. Yes, that is a very good scheme that you've worked out there. There's a variation of the other one, but it works and it looks good. Coincidence. Direwolf, for those who haven't seen the card. So it's got more reactor than a Warhound. It's got also one more servitor clad to help with repairing and getting rid of reactor. Carapace torso. So that kind of implements me because obviously, as we'll go through with this, the mounts for the Ardex Vulcan Mega Bolters have mag points in them, and so does the torso. The torso also has mag points for the legs as well, which I found weird, but they're there. So possible future proofing. Maybe they'll get other weapons options for the Direwolf, although having a Direwolf with a paired plasma blast gun type affair, these things will be blowing up. This will give a new term to the hot dog by having that. But yeah, just a little bit slower than a Warhound because it's a heavy scout. It's slightly heavier. But yeah, and obviously it's an auxiliary Titan, but it also has the Heavy Scout Titan. So you can replace a single optional Warhound Titan with a Direwolf Titan. Legion Audax Maniples may replace a single mandatory Reaver or a single optional Warhound Titan. That's interesting. So it's either or. So you can either replace a Reaver or an optional, because it's normally mandatory that you replace. There's going to be fists for it. Little boxing gloves. This allows the fielding of all Legio Audax Maniples that are previously inaccessible to the Legio, such as Ferox and Vaniper Maniples. Also, as long as the Maniple includes no Titan of Scale 7 or more when assembled, Direwolf Titans count as the Warhound or Reaver they replace for the purposes of Maniple rules. So, the one thing when I first heard about this rule I wanted to do was a Ferox Maniple, not Ferox Maniple, no, it's not a Ferox, Venator, but with a Direwolf instead of the Reaver, which for Audax is handy. Whether or not you go with the Volcano Cannon or the shock neutron laser, that's the thing. No tape on this one. There's normally tape. We have legs. We have torso, part 1. We have scuba diving fins. Leg grooves. We have some sweet thigh action going on. We have the back door, we have the head. And we have the shield intakes, exhausts combination and base. Now, quick glance over, apart from that breaking off there, there's nothing wrong. A little bit of flash. No greasy residue release agent, which is nice. In here, bit of shim. That'll come out because all the other ones had that as well, so that comes off easy enough. Gun shields, throw them away. The Vulcans, Ardex Vulcans. So they do actually have the little ejection port for the spent shells, which is weird because bolted rounds are a gyrojet, which I never got, but never mind. And then obviously you have the little plug-in bits for the over and under. So you've got the over bits there, which will go onto that. And then you can use these bits to plug into there. So as long as that bit's glued in, you don't have to glue in the rest. But as I showed the other week, when I built up the last lot, I decided that I'm not having that business, and I stripped them off. But I basically I'd already glued in some bits. Sorry, I glued in there, and I just basically cut it off and flattened it off as a filler, because there's no point otherwise. So you'll be able to 3D print little boxing gloves, surely. Right, so they're the support struts for the Volcano. That's the Volcano. That's the Volcano's ass and barrel. So very well made. Nothing wrong with them. A little bit of shim, a little bit of flash. Hips that don't quit. Nice and tidy. These fuckers. So like previous Saturday Night Reavers, these bits aren't really long enough, especially if you're doing poses with the feet, because they're simply not long enough to go to here from the feet section. Even in the standard pose, They're not really long enough. Hey there, Jules. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go grab some food. Go grab some food. I had a delightful chicken dippers and McLean's fries, which I used piri piri salt from Nando's over. It was delightful. When I like to dip. I don't just go tomato sauce or barbecue sauce. I mix them together. I make something that's beautiful, and it's my dipping sauce. So it's literally we use this like Kansas barbecue sauce you can get from Tesco's. It's at $1.50 or whatever. It's actually in Sainsbury's at $1.50 at the moment. And we've got like quite a nice kick to that. Mixing it with ketchup or Heinz ketchup, and mix it all up. Lovely to dip little dippers into, as is the name, Dippy Dippers. There you go. Right, they're the little healy bits. And groin plate, the all-important bit. All right, let's get some of these things out. Yeah, so with these Ujima flips, it's all well and good, goes in there quite nicely, but it's just simply not long enough. So what I did do in the past was actually to cut these bits off here and then cut that off and replace it with that. It gives you a little bit extra length. Mouse, when she did hers, actually used copper rod. I have got some copper rod, but not here, so I won't be using copper rod. I'll just do what I've done always so far. So it works for me. I'm happy with it, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Right, so we got feet. I just realised I haven't got my hair dryer, because that's what you do need with these feet. Because what I do is literally I cut down here along that section, straight down to that little section there, and then I come in at an angle towards there, so like that, like so, and then I heat them up, put some super glue, heat them up, and then they just bend round and it makes a natural lock, so it's all good and groovy. But yeah, it works. That's all. That's the important thing. It works. So you can see there. As you can see there. Come on, camera. Work. There you go. So just bend round. Job done. Just checking out. Chicken. All right. So let's get cracking. So what are you working on tonight, Jules? Are you doing your warlords? Or you're not? So probably some of the easiest shim to actually get rid of is on those teeny tiny tootsies. Just shot myself in the face. Just got shimmed. Tootsies. Get that out. So I'm just plugging in my phone to make sure I had some charge. Excellent. Sorry, just catching up with a message I was waiting for. I'd like to get these little bits out of the way first. Shut them down. So with these, I always like to just get them off the gates. It makes it easier to get a cleaner cut done. And little bits of flash there as well. And make sure that's all clean and tidy. Lovely. Oh, wash. So you may have noticed I do actually have 2 pairs of clippers with me. So that's my heavy duty ones for going through thicker resin. And then if there's a delicate piece to get to, I've got my thinner pair that can attend to that situation. It's all good in the hood. Torso done. Apart from these little bits here. It is a really nice kit to work with, I'm not going to lie. I know this is only my third one, but still, it's good. It's actually quite nice to see so many more Direwolves coming out now as people have got their hands on their kits and have been working on them and bringing them to life. Because that also helps with the whole inspiration side. And then, so this is a right old pickle. So you can see that has got a space there for a magnet, as has that. Little magnets there. So there's an air bubble. That's like the first time I found an air bubble. Disgruntled, I'm going to throw this kit out the window. Fire. Again, just get them near. Thus is done. This fits into a snugly bit there. A little bit proud still. I don't hang around, I just get on to things because there's no point. Just embrace that horror. as I've mentioned before, I'm really happy that the shield bits are part of the actual thing, because they are a right pain, especially when you drop them and you can't find the little buggers. Stressful. You don't need stress with your hobby. It's not why it's a hobby. Tidy. Just based all the bits I was painting, so now I'm bored. Daughter cancelled last minute and we'll be here tomorrow now. Oh, well, at least that gives you something to look forward to. But obviously, if you've planned on other things, and yeah, I know you, yeah. But you just got to wait for stuff to sort themselves out, especially with basing. Is there nothing else you could be chomping on with, my dear fellow? I'm pretty sure that you've got lots of stuff you could be getting on with. All those things that keep them falling onto your desk. Let's tie this bit up. I'm probably going to have to quickly run inside and get the hairdryer because I can't do the feet without it. I'll spend it tomorrow. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there is always stuff to do. That's the whole thing with being a hobbyist. You put one thing down, and something else jumps out at you. This is interesting. Let's cut off the main parts and then cut down closer, because that was a very confusing jumble of stuff. Yeah, so be careful, because that isn't spare by the looks of things. I have to look at the back part of that weapon. A little bit of slewing there on part of the section there. Yeah, so that bit's going to fit into that bit there. So just be careful when you do get round to doing a Volcano Cannon 1, don't cut that bit off. The same with this, because there's a little bit that sticks out, so be careful when cutting the barrel off not to take that off, because I think that is kind of needed to sit into this bit here. Snug as a bug in a rug. So snug. Such a snug fit. Ha-ha! I got a Fire Raptor in the base colours. My Carapace Fist is for my Reaver. I'm back. Yes, you are. I think I might try an Alpha Legion now. Do it! I found a junk model. Do it! Do it. Do it. Oh. It actually stuck better together without glue. One volcano cannon. Right. Get rid of the gates. Right, yes, I'm definitely going to go and grab the hairdryer because I can't do the feet without it. So that will take me 20 seconds to dash back into the house. Just put my shoes back on. Hey there, Mac 10. Welcome to the evening. What are you up to? Don't be scared. I'm just running back to the house to get a hairdryer. Yes, my hair is still damp, but I need it for the direwolf that we are building. So I'll leave that there. I will be back in 20 seconds. Sorry about that. I had to pause for 5 seconds because there's a magnificent sunset over that way this evening. And I was like, oh. It is actually just a light drizzle outside as well, so I had to be careful. Yeah. Painted 6 warhounds, good. They all come in packs. Oh shit. Pardon my French, sorry. It works. Yes, we also do hair tips here as well, seeing as I was a former hairdresser once upon a time in a former life. Wash. I want to adapt it and make it slightly simpler. Go for it. There's nothing. That's why we experiment. Rob experimented and came up with a method to suit him. I'm sure you'll do awesome also. With your question, Buck 10, I kind of obviously you've got the shoulder mount weapon, so you can have obviously turbo lasers, plasmas, melters, Vulcans, and flamers in the shoulders. That also has the Gatling cannons on the roof as well, so they're only going to be short to medium range weaponry. The turbo lasers are your longest ranged options for Warbringer, War Master Iconoclast. Also, dependent on how you equip the claw, because the claw can either have a grav imploder in there, which I think has got about a 10-inch range. So that's another weapon, but it is an up close and personal Titan. It is there to cause carnage up close and personal, or destroy fortifications and stuff, or buildings. Have a good old scratch on the head. Yes, and like always, don't forget to like and subscribe and press the bell thing for notifications and stuff, like all good YouTubers say. So that's the thing, like, with what they've done there with not being able to swap out the weapons between a Warmaster and they are meant to be different Titans. That is the whole thing. One is a siege Titan and is equipped appropriately for that purpose. So obviously going in and battering the crap out of Knights and Titans or whatever's nearby, that's going to do a great job. Obviously in AT, it's getting them into that sort of situation. So that's where scenery comes into play. And I'm a big supporter of putting lots of scenery onto your tables. You know, we're meant to be using a 4x4 board as well. So with a good amount of scenery, whether it's official stuff or if it's 3D printed stuff or even like rocks and what have you. Even the old like Mechanica sector kits that can be used. You know, blocking a line of sight, giving some form of cover is workable and usable. Because that adds an added dynamic to your games. Because it allows you to move up and have some form of protection from being shot at. If you've just got an empty table and one's got a Warmaster and one's got an Iconoclast, the Iconoclast is getting nowhere near the Warmaster, and it's just going to pepper the crap out of it at range and not even break into a sweat. You want to be able to play a game in a thematic and realistic sort of setting. That, you know, you're going into a city. Urban city fights are notoriously dangerous, and there's a lot of built-up stuff around. So you want to be able to sort of move along, have a little bit of protection from being blown apart at range, and that's what makes the game more fun, because it's not just sitting there rolling lots of dice and blowing you away before you actually get anywhere near. And as I say, scenery, it creates avenues of attack. It, you know, allows you to maneuver, and having those sort of little dynamics within your game really does add to the experience, I find. So yeah, always have a nice amount of scenery. Normally, like if you had a 4x4 board, you want to be able to fill a quarter of that board with scenery and then distribute it accordingly. You know, evenly, unevenly, however you want to bloody do it, but do it and give yourself a more fun and interesting game to play. No, it does not have higher armor. It's basically siege assault mech. So that's why it has the very close weapons, because it is primarily designed to rip down walls and Titans that are in the way of walls. So, you know, it is a demolition. It is a bulldozer in some respect. So that's what you want it for, going around and just ripping the crap out of something. Whereas the normal Warmaster, you know, it's not going to have that advantage, because obviously the Iconoclast has got a 4-inch reach with that chain weapon, the Reaper, the Kratos Reaper Doodah. Sorry for all the questions. I'm either going to order a vanilla Warmaster or an Iconoclast. The major, there's nothing wrong with the vanilla one. You know, I've got, well, I've now got 4 of each. But you know, it depends on your play style. If you're an aggressive player and you like getting up and beating the crap out of stuff, then Iconoclast is the way. If you're not that fussed and you just like vaporizing Titans, there's the other Warmaster. Each has, you know, merits and, you know, merits and flaws. But you know, you play the game to how you play it. So yeah, it is a shame that you can't interchange it, but from the design aspect, yeah, I can understand it. But I think with the Iconoclast, they could have just done something else. I don't know. Everyone goes, oh, but I want to have a big gun and I want to have these sort of thing. Yeah, it is what it is. I wish I had more terrain. Had so many boring 30k ones lately, where there was just the slight. Yeah, terrain adds so much, because it is a factor you have to take into account when you're playing about. You know, having no terrain, you're going up against like White Scar's army. They're just going to go, whoop, you're dead. You know, it adds, you know, something to block the easy sort of like zooming across the table. It gives you cover, gives you somewhere to, you know, rally and fight and defend. You know, that's how I see battles. Like when you're there, and you know, it obviously depends on deployment as well. But having a nice bit of scenery to hide your troops in and fight from, defending a checkpoint or whatever, it adds, you know, it adds to the game. I finished the 19 Marines for the Paint Allegiance project. Now working on the war case, still waiting for a few bits to add, but depends on post. Also not allowed to show it yet as it contains 6 of the new Marines and I'm under NDA. Okay, and you're back. Welcome back. Alright, feet. So the amount of people that were saying about, oh yeah, it stands up, it's bigger than I thought. I said, well yeah, because that's the standard pose for, if you followed and stuck in the little bits, that's the pose you're going to get. So compared to that thing, that's a whole thigh's difference by adjusting the foot, the toes. That's a lot. That makes a huge difference, you know, and that does make that look a little bit more like a what do you call it? A size 7, scale 7. So yes. And the other thing I was saying about, if you wanted to do the extension pose, obviously you need to cut that little nubbing off there to allow you to maneuver. But then you've also got to cut this little arrow off there because it won't slide round properly. But, yeah, so that's the normal resting pose of the Titan. But the problem is, like, you've got to be able to sort of stretch that round a bit like that, maybe. So again, it'll be like maybe a one trick pony. I don't know. I don't want to go. Right, I'm going to do that with this one. This is the left peg. So, as I said, you want to cut against the rim there, and on there. Lovely, 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 lovely. So that's the sort of look we're going with. It's the same with that. It's not bad. It's not bad. Almost the same. Make sure. Hair dry time. So yeah, I'm using the hair dryer. So as I let this cool down, cool quick. So that's now how it looks after I've used the super glue and heated up the resin to allow for it to bend round. So compared to normal, so that's the angle you're going to get. There's creaking on the roof of the office, which is probably a cat. It's quite noticeable. Mark 6 not exactly new, but everyone is showing off, but NDA still stands. Have you used one in game? No, I haven't. I like that the Titan is taller than the regular Hound. Your new lineup was brilliant. Yeah, cheers, dude. That was. I've been dying to do that. So it was just getting that first Solaria one painted and finished and weathered, so I could do it. And it turned out pretty alright at the moment. It's actually doing quite well across the social medias. Although there was on the 8018, there was someone saying, "Oh, but it hasn't got an imperator in it, so it's incomplete." And it's like, they don't make them yet. Once there is one, guess what? I'll take another photograph. Yes. Realised there was a bit of flash there, I wasn't expecting. Get you out, mother trucker. plan on completely removing the pistons on the toes and rebuilding them. Hope to bring out in 28mm. Hopefully. Obviously, with all this CAD design stuff, they can do that easy enough. Not yet, as it's half built. I've only had to use it against to make it decimated. Plan on completely removing it. Okay, appreciate it's done. Time to spray Tamiya Clear for the first time. Ooh, exciting. Make sure that you fin it with a spray of a few coats. It might look like the first coat does nothing, but trust me, do not spray on too thick. Okay, think about how do you measure it out? Pipette. Is that Rob's new name? Pipette. Philpette as well. Ropette? No. Doesn't have the same ring. There's always someone to make a daft comment. Yeah, look at him. That's going to come off. Just raise that a little bit. The angle just wasn't quite right for doing the sort of standard. So just going to raise that up a little bit. Hello, Pipetto. Pipetto. Just a guess, I used disposable syringes to measure it. I pre-mixed the entire pot of Tamiya blue by adding 10% of green. How does Tamiya Clear smell so weird? Just one of those lucky things, I guess. This smells weird. going to be able to see what I'm doing as such. Yeah, so this is going to be a very understated stance, not as crazy as the first one. If I can get that in there. I doubt we'll ever get the Imperator. Well, who knows? It's all down to how well the game does. That's the secret to any plans for future expansion. It's working. It's working for me. Okay. Yes. Let's dry for a bit anyway. Another direwolf. Yeah, I've got for my birthday. I got 4, so 2 of each. So I've got the Solaria. I've got the Audax one. This was actually the first one I built. So its stance when I was experimenting is a little bit sort of. I like to think that he's running so fast, he's like almost stumbling at speed. So the Solaria one, which I haven't got with me today, so I can't show that one, is my favourite stance so far. This one, if I can get that, is a more cautionary tale because it's sort of the legs are different to how warhounds are. Although warhounds are sort of they're like Z-shaped warhounds, but this is like a traditional like reverse knee joint. So it is like, you know, that's why people would call it like a murder chicken or whatever. But it does have possibilities. It does, you know, just trying to keep this cool. At this moment, it's not looking cool, trust me, but it will at some point. Yeah, just get a bit stompy and steppy and crushy. I am trying to avoid the old tactical rock a la tactical dead Titan with these, but yeah, no, it's a work in progress. Actually, if I come camera off for a sec, oh, now I've trapped it. Sorry. So that's not glued in place anyway. So sorry. So it's more of a cautionary, steppy, I'm moving along and I'm going to do something with this big gun and bolters. So yeah, it's a more subtle, not so in your face. So I'll put that down a sec because I'm going to stand the other one behind it. Actually, it's quite, yeah, it's not that different height really. So yeah, the rear, yeah, he's a little bit higher on that one because the angle of the leg. So yeah. It reminds me of an ATAT or ATST, sorry, and that's what you're working with. It's an ATST leg situation. Right, move that out. Hop stepper. Right, let's put him down to one side. So actually, yes. Don't worry, I often sort of sound like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I've not got any real Civitas buildings left. I've used all the bits spare that I had, and every time I've gone into places, they've never had any in stock. So yeah, there's that. But I wanted to get really with these, trying to have them sort of manoeuvring or at speed to get that sense of motion, because the original pose was a little bit sort of flat and static. Oh yeah, that's. And luckily these just fit on quite nicely. Off. Get that out. So you working on anything, Jacqueline, tonight? Are you just hanging out and checking out what's going on with the world of Titans? Feels like I'm blasting tons of this clear paint at the model and fin hairs, and it's like bouncing off. Listen to Poseidon. He will tell you. So, like before, you can just basically just plug them in, and it moves nicely. That's not going anywhere. As we discovered previously, I'm going to be cutting these off. Cutting that one flush, cutting that one off there, just because I like the look of it, sort of just hanging there. see why this is... That's weird. I can see why it's impractical for infantry. For some reason, it came up that sentence was flagged. Normally only comes up for swear words. Just hanging out for me, at least until I tidy... the infamous tidying up of desks. Yeah. Rob was doing that earlier on, I believe. And I don't actually have my desk here. It is literally... because I was only doing construction today, I just brought a few things, so I haven't got half the stuff that I normally carry with me when I come down for the live streams. I still haven't done the leggies. I'm just going to have a look. Heels. Let's see. Alright, okay. I'll take it back. So they might actually just fit in there. If you're doing this basic pose, they will fit in. Might as well do that now then. Your tidy desk lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah, I know that feeling, mate. That's the thing. Whenever I used to go into, this is going back a long time. I used to go into the local games workshop in Southend, and I booked a sort of paint desk sort of thing, but they'd always give me 2 because they knew that I spread. And it was just, you know, they was accepting of that. I was doing, like, obviously my days off being during the week, so you don't normally get a lot of kids in there, so they just let me just hang out and do what I do, and that was that. But yeah, I was always having 2 desks, paint stations, because I just spread out. Though I'm doing quite well at the moment. I'd say my stuff covers 2/3, and there's hardly anything here. It's like they exist to collect clutter. That is true. That is very true. So that would have been fairly easy, he says. So I haven't glued in these bits, so hopefully once the glue's set on them, it's not going to affect it anyway. Let's get on with the other bits. It's the first time as well that I've actually done these without having to doing any major alterations to the actual pistons, which is nice for a change. Watch the Guerrilla Miniatures How to Play Heresy 2.0. Now really looking forward to learning game. Chain blades on Marines are a must-have. It's old school, you know. The old RTB01 Space Marines had the chain blades or the bayonets. But yeah, definitely. The new HA stuff is making me really tempted to get a little force and try things out. Exactly. You know, you can do smaller battles, and I think like with this new box set in particular, you've got most of a standard sort of dice force there, and it's adding the options is what it's going to be. Like, you know, if you want special units. No. Sorry, just no-knowing a bit. That's it. Yeah, so it's just getting those your ducks all in a line, basically. But it is excellent value for money, this new box set. So you know, you can't say fairer than that. You know, they want people to play their games. They're giving us lots of stuff to be playing with. But they're actually doing what they should have done in the first place, really, by having, if you could, like, the 10 weapons options and that. Although, yes, you might have to buy a few. Wrong hole. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, so I was, I don't know, I did see somewhere like leaking of sort of prices of certain things, and I think like the new rhinos are actually really reasonable. I've still not fought with my Alpha Legion. I don't know if, well, obviously Rob, you haven't really played Heresy per se, have you? So it's knowing what to do. Do you actually have a concept of what you want to do with your Alpha Legion? And I throw the same question to Ivy as well. What are you feeling at the moment? Because obviously you've got like deep strike armies, you've got, you know, mechanized armies, you've got bikes, you've got jet bikes, aerial assault, and all that sort of shenanigans. I was looking through like stuff that I've got built, painted for old projects. Like I've got 2 demolishers that are painted up as Iron Warriors, which can be easily changed to Alpha Legion. So I'm thinking maybe throwing them in with the Alpha Legion. With the box set, you're going to have the Spartan, which is a lovely sort of tank to have anyway. So one of them. I've got a couple of Alpha Legion Contemptors plus the Contemptor that comes in the box. That will be handy. Then you've got the 40 troops. I might even I've also got a Terax Termite. So I did actually have a thought today that maybe getting a couple of termites and just have like some termites and then artillery sort of thing. Just, you know, Alpha Legion, like, look, there's tanks. We're here in our termites. That's, you know, and twiddle moustaches. Yes. The new reactions and alpha traits really cater for this. Yeah, I need to sort of like understand, because if the one where you can basically have a unit from like another chapter or legion sort of thing, because I mentioned this in a conversation with Ivy the other day, yesterday, when they released that sort of thing, was that I would like to have some like more Dathan from Raven Guard, their elite sort of shooty dudes, because they'd be really awesome. Because as a Raven Guard player as well, I've got more Dathan. So why not? You know, 10 more Dathan popping up out of a termite with combi weapons. Never a good thing. So, surprise! That'd be really nasty. And I'm not trying to as a gamey. It's just that they are one of my favourite units. That's why I have two full squads of them, two 10-man squads, or you can have them in 5-man squads. So it'd be 4 5-man squads. But yeah, no, it gives a lot of like options there, and it's like even I think you can even like have like like psychers, like Thousand Suns sort of things. Hello, Mellow Shade. Hello, my lovely. How are you? I saw in your Twitter the other day obtaining some, was it Mark 3 and Mark 4? Or was it just Mark 3s that you were buying up? Wasn't going to bother with HH, but decided to jump in and do Lunar Wars. Lunar Wars are cool. Of course they're cool. So you're going to have them loyalist Lunar Wolves, obviously. ATST. Do 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 do. Just pop in and say hi while I dust my HH models that need painting. Are these for your word bearers, or would you start? I can't remember. Would you start another one? Yes, those rules are still in new edition. You can use another unit and deploy it as your own using their rules. 20 Mark 3s, already got my pre-order on the system, buying all the things. Nice. I have them as an unlucky sod sent down to Istavan. Well, see, you could always have them as, a company that was lost, didn't get recalled when the Legion went Sons of Horus, so that's why they're still in Lunar Wolves. I only followed a word. You're such a traitor. I still love you though. But yes. It's nice to have this positivity and excitement for the new heresy, all the new shinies, and everything else that's coming, like the Kratos tank. Bugger. Let's get that heals off. But yes. No, Mellow's not coming out. He's devout in his worship of the word of Lorgar. As I say, he's been doing. Well, you've been doing them since the start, surely. I'm pretty sure that you've got a mighty collection of word bearers and all their stuff. Right, so yes, as I've already said, I'm going to glue these bloody things in, and then I'm going to cut the bloody cables off because I don't like them. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I've really got to do that as well. I've done some rough listings, but because I've been transferring stuff left, right, and centre from my Raven Guard, like my Raven Guard, I've got a hearty core of Legion veterans, Mordathan, and basically I've only got like one contemptor now because I shifted the other ones over to my Emperor's Children. My Emperor's Children's dreadnoughts are mighty indeed. But I've got a nice core there, so I could do, like, I don't know if they've got the two Kratos squadded up, yeah. If they're going to keep the old like rights of war, so if you still have like the Primarch, Pride of the Legion, or Primarch's one where you can field, because I've got Korax, and I made my own characters, so hopefully they'll actually get characters. So who knows? But yeah, I can probably do some like veteran tactical squads, Mordathan. So it would be just like an infantry heavy sort of force still, and I've got, you know, jump pack troops anyway. Haven't got any Dark Talons or Dark Furies or whatever they're called because I don't like them. They're just, you know, they're a stealth army, and yet they're jump troops, which that's going to be noisy, but is their thing. But they've got huge wings. It's not stealthy. Core box, 2 Rhinos, already have a few. 2 Kratos, that's the squad limit, and a box of each upgrade, a box of 4. Yeah, so Kratos, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Wordbearers can take demons as non-compulsory units, so there is potentially a few thousand more points potentially to be added. Oh yeah, you and your demons. Yeah, it's so I've still got, as I said, with my pre-orders, so stuff I've already bought for the Alpha Legion once it was decided that a few of us were doing Alpha Legion, as decided on one of these very live streams. So Alfarius, who was Heart, so that was the one I done on Wednesday. So he's such a badass. Really, really love the model. So Alfarius, I commandeered this from my Emperor's Children because they've already got 3 Leviathans. They don't need 4. And he was a kit bash that I started several years ago for my Raven Guard that never got painted until this week. So he's going to be some sort of champion for him. I've got to do some, I say, find all my bits as well for doing kit bashes and stuff for things like the Saboteur console, because that's going to be interesting, and Exodus, which I was going to use my Vindicar thing from Warhammer TV when it turns up. I'm going to use parts of that to do Exodus. And I got a Praetor, 2 packs of Headhunters upgrades, which I'm going to be putting onto Mark 6. Not the torsos, but the shoulder pads and heads. And guns, obviously. But then it leaves me 10 Headhunter torsos, which then I might need to find a box of Mark 4 to put them on. I'm not. Hold on. The Saboteur. Saboteur specialises in covert infiltration, assassination, and sabotage. Arts normally beneath Legions Astartes, but at which the Alpha Legion has always utilised. Saboteurs make their presence known on the battlefield of destruction. Saboteur gains Infiltrate, Scout, and False Colours special rule, as well as the some whatever. Can't be a Warlord. May not join any other unit other than Seeker Squads or Headhunter kill teams. So basically, they've got like breacher charges, melter bombs, shroud bombs, and they just go in and cause mayhem. From what I can see from leaks. We'll bow out here, folks. Early start tomorrow. Have fun. I'll see you soon. No worries, dude. Thanks for popping in. Put a like in if you haven't already. And we'll see you again. I'm not on tomorrow because I'm out tomorrow night. Yes. So that, and yeah. So, but I should be back on next Wednesday for. Yeah, it'll be next Wednesday we're back on, because that following Saturday I'm also not going to be on because I'm going to be at Warhammer World. So by the time I get back, it'll be late and I won't be in any condition to live stream. So yeah, so it'll be only one next week on the Wednesday night. So until then, we'll see you later, Mac, and I hope you're well and hope your hobby goes awesomely. It blows stuff up before the game even begins. There you go. This clear blue-green is finally looking like something. It's weird paint though. It feels so different. Yeah, that's the thing with Tamiya paints. I never really... I used... you remember those Thousand Suns, the blue Thousand Suns I did? I thought I used Tamiya blue clear, but I didn't. It was actually a metallic blue. But I used it for the airbrush and that worked pretty cool. Pardon me. But yeah, the clear paints are a little bit different, to say the least. And as Uncle Rob is advising you, it's an odd paint. Make sure you leave it to cure properly. It takes time to dry. Yes. Yeah, you don't need to be touching it, fiddling with it. It's not good. Not on the fiddles. Yeah. Yeah, it was just checking out the blue-green armor. It's not bad. But yeah, so check out the contrast way as well. What's happening at Warhammer? Oh, it's just a meetup really for some people gaming, and that Phil's going up there as well. So yeah, just a few games and stuff. So it's nothing. There's no. Well, there is. I don't know if there is. I think there might be some sort of event. There's always events going up there, but it's just a sort of a gaming get together type thing. So nothing to worry about. I wish it was the following weekend because I would have ordered. No, I couldn't. I could have found. Yeah, try the contrast method because even through an airbrush, that will make it a lot easier to do the rank and file because that's the one thing you don't want to have a convoluted, hard going paint sort of system because it will do your nut in more than anything else. Right. Ooh. Sorry, I'm just doing some base security. Well, the driving lessons are going well, so hopefully next year I can join in. Well, dude, once you've got that sorted out, I'm sure that we'll be able to sort of organise a sort of heresy gaming day or something somewhere, and I'm sure you'll be be able to join us, and you're always welcome to join us, dude. White lines. Yeah, we're using white powder, dude, because it's really effective at making these things stick in place. These actually got quite a lot of flash on them. No worries. Thank you for dropping in, my friend. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And I hope that you get all your stuff that you wanted to be for your pre-order, which I'm sure you will do. Knowing what I know about you. But yes, have a good one. and we'll catch up with you later. Well, would it be expensive to base compared to the price of resin nowadays? I'm gonna post up in one of the groups. It's a scene from one of my favourite movies from the 80s. It's a John Cusack movie. I was a big John Cusack fan. I based a lot of my personality on the films of John Cusack. But it's one film was what is I just love it. It's called Better Off Dead, and I will find a way to post that somewhere, and you'll see this one scene in particular. It just makes me smile every time I think about it. Mr. Stompy's coming to town. He's going to stomp all over you, 'cause it can. Actually, now I've got the body and the head in place, I'm actually really quite liking this pose, which I will not show until I've got things in order. Because that's the kind of guy I am. And no, I'm not bothering with magnets. Took my mask off and the whole room smells like a volcano hot dust. Oh, bless you. My compressor is so garbage. They're one of those AS186 ones, I think. It's the same one as I've got. Beep, 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 beep. Ross. And already we're on to the final pièce de résistance. Now this is something that Mouse did really well with her one, was where she's actually put copper rod instead of the resin bits to make to elevate the gun higher. So it looked really good what she done with that. So kudos to the Mouse. There's some doggies barking over there. Dagnammit. Oh, you little shite. Sorry for the drama llama. Nice. Warlord is built. Well, that's on that note as well. The the Direwolf is also built. I've missed these streams and the drama. Yes, there's so much drama coming out of my ears of dramaness. But right, okay. So this pose, I actually do like it. It's it was a bit worrisome to start, obviously. I'm going to put a backdrop. Backdrop. You call it a backdrop. It's just a box. Right, so we're going to swoop in with the camera and there's my little steppy, my little stepper. It's coming in with its volcano cannon and its pointy guns. I like the idea of having the guns tracking the way the head is facing. It's an odd angle there, but it does actually work. Actually, if I get... Oh, me, sorry. Oh my god! Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh, I've broken it. Oof. Brian. Brian. What is this, Joe? Brian. Put the protective casing back on. Whew. How meta. How weird is that? Sorry. Alright, so Stompy McStomperson. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the whole. Do like these weapons. And to be fair, like having rapid fire weapons on this faux, this heavy scout titan with its with the bloody volcano cannon on the top. So still managed to get the same sort of height. Yeah, I say I prefer this pose to this pose. This is a tripping pose. It's like, oh, I've been shot in the ass. I'm falling over. Thank you. It's nice. I do like the stepping actually as well. It's like I'm going to place a dainty toe just here on your face, not your face, but on somebody's face. You could just put a dead marine or a marine going underneath it, which would be cool. It does work as an action pose early. Yeah, no, that's the thing. It wasn't until I got the torso and the head, and then I was looking at these weapons. Thought, hello. So just angling them around to look appropriately badass. It's all about the badassery, We all know this, and just go for it. I weren't sure how this was going to work out, but I'm glad that I did go with it because it does work, because it is a ATST type pose. So yeah. it's also having the weapon facing up for a change instead of face down. The main gun. The main cannon. Yeah, that's what I like as well, because I've got his head facing sort of down-ish. It's like, with these types of weapons, I always imagine that they're like with attack helicopters, that the guns look where the gunner is looking, so they track where he's looking. So it's sort of following where his eye line is. Just needs Ewoks, yeah, and some like logs coming in from the side. You know, there you go. So it's like it's stomping through the undergrowth and something. And then there's and lots of cooking of human flesh for those cuddly little bears to eat. Because yes, they eat humans. Nobody ever thought about it, did they? No one ever thought about it. You know, they're having this lovely party at the end. Everybody dies. They got eaten by Ewoks. Yeah, we'll put advanced. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That's yeah. Ooh. Depends on who I'm going to put this one with, though. So I know Luke. He's a strong voice, an advocate and champion of Legio Vulturum. And it makes sense for them to be Legio Vulturum because of these little weapons, because they're Vulcan Mega Bolters, and so you can do the upgrade with the shells that they get. So it makes them maximal fire. A 25-point upgrade. Yes. That is you. Not enough fists. As I said, just need those little boxing gloves coming around the front here. Little armies. Little armies to do harmies. Armies. Oh, you know what? I read that way again. Stormfrag. Yes, the Stormfrag shells. No, so I'm pretty happy with that. You know, the one step hop step. Here comes the hop step, murderer. I'm the lyrical cancer. Murderer. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Murderer. Something like that. Murderer. Don't give him ideas, Rob. He'll start having chain blade launchers. Fist launchers. That's what you want. Fist cannons. And go around fisting people from range. So what did you do on the stream last night? Oh, we were talking about fisting people from range with cannons, specially designed to fire fists at people. Boxing glove bayonets. You get hit by the bayonet first and then punched. How insulting is that? Getting stabbed and punched in one attack. Brass. No, that's pretty cool. So you are restricted with the feet a little bit because of these additive bits. But if you've got the pistons, because on the bottom of the legs here, you've got a little square, and there's a little square hole in the ball with the ball and socket. So you can trim that off to give you a little bit more sort of elevation, but then that's going to restrict you from going too high up. It does look very avian to me as well. So yeah, Direwolf, I'm still not happy with the name. Basilisk or a raptor, because there is a raptor titan, but then that was sort of described as a scout titan, which is a heavy scout titan. Should have been a raptor. Should have been a raptor. Those raptors are awesome. Ruggles. Right. Well, it's coming up to 10:15. So I've not got anything else to do really. So I'm probably going to finish it a little bit earlier than I normally do on a Saturday night, simply because I've got work tomorrow and I've got to get my stuff ready for after work, because going to see the Killers at the Emirates, and I'll be staying over my friend's house. So I've got to get my stuff in order, change of clothes, and then obviously change of work clothes for Sunday, because I'll be going straight to work from theirs on Sunday morning. All fun, all busy. This is what happens. And this is something that's been planned for over 2 years. So, yeah, need to do that. But I've enjoyed tonight. It's, as I say, it's always enjoyable to hang out with you guys. And you know that I mean that, because I absolutely love you all. And I can safely say that because you're the only 3 people here by the looks of things. But no worries. It is my pleasure, and I think I needed it as well, just to sort of get back to some sort of normality as such. Yes, and I'm glad you got stuff done. And you always do. You always say you got so much done, and I'm really happy that you actually enjoy hobbying and hanging out, because it makes it all worthwhile. Yes. No, it's my pleasure. As I said, next Wednesday, I'll be on from about 8:30, because before that I'll be doing the Artist Empires stream where I co-host from 7 until just after 8, and then I'll come straight on. So that'll be next Wednesday here. So obviously, if you have already liked, subscribed, and hit the notification bell, I'll be on. So normally Saturday is Saturday Night Reaver, but obviously these next 2 Saturdays won't be happening. But interestingly, I thought I did actually have on the following Saturday, which is the 18th, hopefully pre-orders that will be going out and ordering tomorrow for Horus Heresy stuff will be turning up on that day. Fingers crossed that they turn up on that Saturday, because if they do, then guess who's going to be doing a little box review? Might as well. We've got a box of plastic to go through, and yeah, I'm going to be exciting as hell, really. So as long as it turns up, we'll do that. If it doesn't turn up, I won't. And I'll make sure I have something in reserve. So yeah, so obviously things go back to normal next week. So I'll say, like, in real life, daytime goes back to normal, like schools and work and what have you. So yeah, unboxing stream is for the 18th, if the boxes turn up. Yeah, so I'll go through all of that. You can have a good look at the sprues, I might even try building something as well while I'm here, because it's not as if I haven't got the kit to do so. So yeah, that'll be really. Actually, I'm really looking forward to that already. So that's going to be Saturday the 18th. But the 2 Wednesdays, be on here, live streaming, hobby hangout. Everyone's always welcome to return. You've all behaved yourself. There's been no violence, which is always good. But yes, so I'll bid you all adieu for now. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing, and I hope that you do get some hobbying done. Forge of Mars is, as the t-shirt says, is signing out. So I'll see you all on social medias, no doubt. Actually, I'm going to probably have to check that as well, because I know I've got a few missed comments and stuff to go through that the evolution picture in particular. Right, I'm going. I'll shut up. Stop agging me. Love you all, and as I said, have a great time hobbying. And I'm going to press the end button now. So until next Wednesday, I'll catch you all later on. Bye.